Hi, Andrew Bell here, and we're really experiencing a glorious start to spring, but our thoughts continue to be with our fellow Australians who are in difficult lockdown situations, and we hope they're managing as best as possible through these difficult times. There does appear to be some growing optimism that things will be vastly different by the end of November, and we're hoping that all families can be reunited for Christmas and everyone around the country will be able to enjoy a wonderful summer holiday season coming up. Today, I want to talk a little bit about real estate prices. There's a strong correlation between real estate prices driven by consumer demand on its own, as we see so evident at present, and of course the very foundation of pricing, which is the balance of supply and demand. These are key ingredients that support pricing. On the demand side, population growth is essential to feed demand for housing construction, which is an important part of our economy. And so there is a loop that exists. It is no surprise that throughout the COVID period, there's been negligible immigration, and this ultimately has a big impact on that population growth, which in some stages then flows through to buyer demand. With borders closed, it's just a simple fact that there's no immigration. And by the time borders do open, it'll be 2 odd years of zero immigration. And as such, the only population growth will be through greater births over deaths. And that's always a very small part of our traditional population growth. What will also have a big effect on immigration when borders open is the state of the economy. It will be unemployment that will be watched by government before recommencing immigration. Now, whilst unemployment was in decline before the damaging effects of this current long extended Sydney lockdown, and now Melbourne heading towards the longest lockdown of any city in the world, we just don't know what unemployment will look like as we move into 2022. The normal population growth that's driven real estate for over a generation is unlikely to be anywhere near as strong. We have depended on that population growth, not only for demand for existing properties, but equally importantly, to create demand for new properties. One of the great drivers of our economy over the past 40 plus years has been the construction and the white goods sales. Population growth has necessitated the building of homes and apartments right throughout the country, and this has created employment and demand of all sorts of materials that has truly driven the economy so strongly. Without the traditional population growth, we are now in a completely different situation. Understandably, many people are asking, what is driving the current real estate market, where we're hearing of huge demand and significant rises in prices? The plain and simple answer is a reassessment of people's lives because of the pandemic, with the belief that this pandemic will continue for quite some time to come. And with constant and new strains of COVID evolving, much of the international travel will not only be risky, but may even be blocked. And so, where do people want to live? It's a big question. There's a lot of upgrading of homes right throughout the country. There's a lot of movement within the cities that people call home, and there is unprecedented amount of interstate migration. Much of that migration is out of the big cities into regional areas. Throughout the country, we're already seeing, and will increasingly see, completely different scenarios of supply and demand, and that will have profound effects on real estate prices right throughout the country. Now, add to that what happens with new housing construction. We're currently in areas where people are migrating to in great numbers. We've already seen developers move swiftly to secure new sites, get development applications in, and as we see in many pockets throughout the country, ever-growing numbers of cranes on the horizon and new development well under construction. This means that at some point, a little further down the track, the line of supply will also come on very strong. So here we are with an interesting mix of factors. Negligible population growth that hasn't really bitten into the market yet. 14 or so months of significant repositioning of people either in their home cities or moving to other areas. This has changed the demand factors and will play out even more in 2022. We have a huge volume of new developments well under construction, with many of those selling off the plan, and now others that will come online in 2022, 23 and 24. That basis of pricing, being supply and demand, will require careful watching moving forward with these factors. Beyond question, the market that is receiving so much benefit is the Gold Coast property market. When official figures do come out, I think we will find that proportionally we've topped the country for the greatest percentage growth of inbound migration. And so the huge amount of development work we see occurring here on the Gold Coast is definitely justified. As that new supply comes online, it will play an offsetting factor in price growth. But the demand equation will also play a significant role in underpinning our marketplace. I have no doubt that 2021 will go down in the Gold Coast record books as the most defining year in its history. The year the city made a quantum leap from being Australia's favourite holiday destination to the city that is most preferred location to live in. Undoubtedly, the balance of supply and demand will play a significant role in our real estate pricing, where we saw in 2021 a massive imbalance with huge demand and little supply. Moving forward, it would be interesting to see how the demand continues, but most definitely there's a significant amount of supply coming online. No one can forecast how that will play out for real estate prices exactly, but I think we can be pretty safe in saying they won't retreat from their current levels. Now, I have some exciting news which I will share with you in the next market update, but until then, let's all prepare for a stronger and happier end to 2021. I just wish all of the squabbling between our politicians and health officials and all interest groups could just subside and we can get back to being a united country, proud of who we are as a nation and our ability to come together in times of challenge. I look forward to being with you in a fortnight's time and sharing with you some of the news of the results of our big fundraising effort for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Till then, all the very best.